We're going to call this meeting of the Library Board of Trustees to order. Today is April 21st, and it is 9:05 a.m. The first matter on the agenda is the approval of the agenda. Can I have a motion?
Also motion.
Second. Thank you. Everybody in favor say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? The next item is the approval of the March 17th meeting minutes. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Everybody in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Madam Director,
No.
it's all yours. Everybody.
Good morning, everyone. How's everybody doing? Good. So for our report today, as always, we want to talk about staff introductions, awards, updates, and then I want to share some work that we've done on the draft strategy. So with that, I would like to introduce a staff member in a newly created position. So I'd like to introduce Marissa Mace, who is our adult programming librarian. She is on Carla's team. So when we were looking at the programming team, Carla, our division manager for programs, has a lot of experience in youth services. We have Jessie Jones, who is our emerging adult coordinator, and she has a lot of experience with young adults. And you're like, adults. And so Marissa is the staff member who had the you remember the book club, the Insomnia book club, that had 365 members over 4 countries or something like that. And it was so popular that the author of one of the books in California found out about it and contacted her to talk to her group. Very nice. So I think that this will be a great role for Marissa. Marissa, would you like to tell everybody what?
Sure. Shall we stand?
Sure, go for it.
Well, my name is Marissa Mace. I graduated with my MLS from ECU. I graduated with my MLS from ECU, and I'm currently enrolled at UNCW for my master's in history. I worked for OCPL, which is Onslow County Public Library, for 5 years. I did circulation, reference, and was the head of billing there. I moved to Fayetteville in July of 2020 to accept an adult services librarian position at North Regional, and then transferred to Spring Lake for a year. And now I'm here at headquarters. I love programming, and I'm very excited about this opportunity to get our adult programs back off the ground and to reconnect with our community. This is a great opportunity to start fresh, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what we're able to accomplish.
Welcome. Thank you so much.
I'm totally fangirling because I've been a member of the book club.
Oh my goodness, we are up to 500 members.
Very nice. That's awesome. That's awesome. Wow. Thank you so much, Marissa. So next, I want to go into our service awards. So we have 3 15-year awardees, which is awesome. So the first person I want to recognize is Lisa Dean. Lisa Dean is a librarian 1 cataloger in our technical services. She was also a librarian 1 in adult services here at headquarters. And so Lisa, come here. I'd like to present you with a token of our gratitude for everything that you do. Thank you. And thank you so much for your service to the library. If you are comfortable knowing, if you want to tell me a little bit about that.
Currently, the last 6 months, I've been working in technical services as a cataloger. For that, I was an adult services library planning programming here at well, I did got to do a little bit of headquarters before COVID for 22, but for that I worked in Greensboro.
a staff member who is not able to be here, who is also celebrating 15 years of service, Michael Dean. Michael Dean is our courier. So when I say courier, what does Michael do? Michael drives the library truck around and takes the materials from location to location. So when our customers put a book on hold at one location, they can pick it up at the location. So Michael is also celebrating 15 years. And Michael is Lisa's sister, which I did not put two and two together until this. So please give Michael our gratitude and our thanks for all he does. Right. So I have one. Right. Good. One more. I would like to recognize Lisa Johnson, who is a library tech at West Regional. Lisa also has 15 years of service to the library. And Lisa, I want to give you this token of our thanks and gratitude, and this token as well. Thank you. Thank you for your years of service. And if you would like to tell me a little bit about your role and your time in the library, that would be awesome.
Started off as a custodian. And I got a promotion to library technician. I've been a technician ever since. And I work at West Regional, circulation, and a moving around.
Thank you. Is it on the TV?
I think it is, but can we, plug
Go ahead and
plug
check
on
on
WebEx?
I mean, I would think we could. Is the GoToMeeting still running?
I think it is.
Well, I can always go from my laptop and do
There we
that.
go. I took the batteries.
You might have it then. There we go. Right.
See, everybody needs to know.
Yes, but they're. They just need to warm up a little. So, thank you. So we'll go into updates. So I have some pretty exciting updates to share with everybody. So our meeting and our conference and study rooms are back open for community use, and so we are very excited about that. We are reviewing policies, and so if we have any changes to the policy, those will be forthcoming, and we will let you all know. But in a happy, I'm gonna look at Nora for this one. Our Cumberland County Reads initiative has been successfully implemented. So with that, Cumberland County Reads, as you would remember, thank you all, was the program where for county employees, even if they live out of county, they can get a library card with their employee badge ID without having to pay them. So we have been doing a lot of outreach, and by we, I mean Nora and her team, have been doing a lot of outreach at different locations. So last week, and I think you all saw this email, but our digital navigator, our first digital navigator is Yamina Marine and General Associate Carmelita Torrey from Clifton Regional. They spent a few days at the DSS building on Ramsey Street, because we reached out to DSS, Public Health, the staff at the work at the old courthouse, so planning and facilities, and we're going to the different departments and we're doing library card signups. We're going to have one at the courthouse. We're going to have one at the employee appreciation event. That's going to be on the 29th. When they were there, they issued 76 new library cards, which I thought was pretty awesome. 37 to employees, 39 to DSS clients. They got to help people renew their existing cards, and then they told about the resources that we have. So kudos to that team and to those folks. We also, Pamela told me the other day that when she and I talked, there was an email newsletter that was put out to all staff. Thank you, PIO. And we had 15 emailing requests from staff who saw the newsletter. So this is, so we're really excited. This initiative is taking off. Are they going somewhere today?
Not today, but tomorrow. They're going over to the health department.
So it's a really great initiative. They have the library cards, they have them ready, they tell about resources. And so we're really, marketing it started home. So we're starting it home.
Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
The slide says 37 cards to employees.
Yes.
That would be county employees, right?
Mhm.
And 39 to DSS clients, that means those are not county employees, those are just people using the services at DSS.
And they would not be in the CC Reads program, but we're doing outreach in a place where the public.
Might
is.
as well, yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to exclude somebody.
Yeah.
I met her at DSS, we were having a staff meeting, and I wanted to know, would you all be able to come out to Cumberland County School? Is that in the plan?
We would love to work closely with our school system. We would love to work closely with staff. We would love to work closely with the school system in implementing our student access card initiative. So we would love to talk more about that.
Okay, because we have a summer institute that's coming up in August, and that would be a great opportunity as well.
Absolutely. Would the Cumberland County employees extend to teachers, public school teachers as well?
So
No, okay.
well, not really.
But we have
We
a teacher
provide
card.
the electronic access card to teachers,
Okay.
whether in county or not. If you're a Cumberland County teacher, the school media specialist can send the information, and we will give them an electronic access.
Okay. But if we were able, hopefully we'll be able to work towards the student access card, which will give them all of the students.
I would love to do a table, like an in-service for the student day. For the teachers, I would love to do it. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And then another thing with the community engagement division, our mobile outreach services, MOS, is back in action. So the MOS team has been calling clients, working with clients, and we're really glad that they're back on the road. She's doing something right now, but
I saw that. We need to share the screen and go to meetings so we can see it on the screen.
I'm making them a presenter right now. And while we're doing that, I forgot to introduce Heather in my introductions, so she was not here last week. This is Heather Hall. She is our interim deputy director. Heather, would you like to say a little about yourself and your role? Did you get it? Yes.
All right, well, my name is Heather Hall, and I'm so sorry I couldn't be with you during the last meeting, but I am overjoyed to be the interim deputy director here. My background is in strategic development and organizational development. Prior to starting here during the pandemic in 2020, I ran a nonprofit that was dedicated towards teaching service men and women, public service, how to connect special needs families with the resources that they need. So I trained all kinds of family advocates from Maine to Guam, and it was so much fun. And along with that was curriculum development, the lessons in education and training curriculum that they use. I started here as the Learning and Innovation Coordinator in March back in 2020, and I have loved absolutely every second of it. Cumberland County, I've never been in such a place where every staff employee is so eager to help each other and make sure that we are dedicated to professional development, and really helping each other excel. So I'm excited to be in this new role.
Thank you, Heather.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm sorry, all right, so we've got our technical, I apologize for the technical difficulties, but we do have a new setup, which isn't it wonderful? Isn't it so much better to see?
Oh, yeah.
So with that, the next update is I wanted to update you on the Little Free Libraries. So our library and the Friends of the Library, we were asked to partner with the city of Fayetteville to supply books for the Little Free Libraries initiative as a part of the Murchison Choice neighborhood plan. And so the Friends gave the first round of books, and then we were working on a resolution with the county to formalize our partnership with the city. And I have Nora grabbed a wonderful picture of these. Thank you. But the team attended the unveiling on, what was it, Tuesday? On Tuesday. And so we're really excited to support this initiative, to partner with the city and support the city on this. So if you see the Little Free Libraries, we're really happy about it. So I wanted to let you all know about that. So I have an update on the State of the Library Marcana ADAPT grant update. So that was the $96,000 grant that we received from the state library back in And it was for the digital navigators, but then we kind of pivoted and got those in-house. And so we purchased library lockers. So essentially it is Amazon lockers for a library, for library poll pickups. And this came from the discussion actually that we had about the strategic plan where we were talking about the library vending machines. And so with that, we purchased a set of lockers, and I went Monday night to meet with the mayor pro tem and commissioners of the town of Godwin. And they have agreed to partner with us to be our first library locker location. So we're really excited. We're going to be working to implement this by June 30. I am very excited to share updates with that as they come. But they were super excited. We're super excited. And we really wanted to target some of our outlying communities that don't have as ready access or have to drive farther to get to some of our locations. So that's going to be a great opportunity for outreach there and for that community. So we're really excited.
Have they decided where the lockers are?
So we haven't gotten into that discussion, but while I was there, we were discussing somewhere around town hall. And then they were discussing, you know, what the staffing may be and that they would need to provide.
Exactly what the access.
So we're going to go into, now that they have accepted that they want to do that, then we'll go into conversations of the who, what, when, where, why, and how.
Okay.
I would love to know the opening and if you could keep us apprised.
Yeah,
because I'm
yeah.
excited, yeah.
I think we should have to do all of the necessary fanfare,
Oh, yeah.
you know, ribbon cutting.
I love it.
They actually mentioned having folks there signing up for library cards during the event. And if they have it at town hall, I love the location because it's right by a park and that's. Have any other questions about my updates or any other library items? Well, that concludes my directing report for this week.
Well, we're going into new business and that's you again.
So what I wanted to do is I wanted to bring to you the draft, and I want to emphasize that this is a draft strategic plan for your feedback. So what we did is after we had all of our conversations, the leadership team met and we worked to come up with a vision and mission that we think will take us into the future. So the vision that we came up with was explore, connect, and renew together, because we wanted to highlight the together we can of the campaign. And the mission statement that we came up with, was we embrace innovative, traditional, and transformational approaches that support, encourage, and engage our diverse community. The library provides free and equitable access to resources and experiences to all. So essentially, the library sees our community. We see. Do y'all have
I like it.
Yeah.
And I can send this out if you have any other feedback to provide with wordsmithing and that kind of thing.
Structurally,
Yes, please.
I would maybe change like vision, mission, and core values, and let the vision be the library sees our community, and the core values be to explore, connect, and renew together. That way, your vision is a state, like a vision statement, and then your core values are those three, like, concepts. But that way, rather than like the library sees our community just being like a tagline, it actually has a place in the structure.
I like that. Thank you.
But I love the verbiage and the direction.
Thank you. I like that. And then. There we go. So goal one, and like I said, this is a draft because I have really been working through all of this, and I've worked through goal one the most. And I'll show you what I've worked. So goal one that we talked about was, and after all conversations, leadership team, we want to focus on removing barriers. And we talked about what are those barriers that we see in our community. And so some of the draft activities would be to reduce language barriers by increasing language diversity in our programs, materials, and publications. Work towards greater digital equity and access and reducing the digital divide through innovative, purposeful, and specific partnerships, programs, and services. Promote awareness of library services and programs to community members as well as staff for an informed and knowledgeable customer and staff base. So you're seeing our goals. Like I said, this is just a draft, but this is kind of we have the larger goal and then we have activities in the goal that we work towards. And with that, I wanted to show you the larger document so that you can see how I'm working through it. And it's a spreadsheet, so I apologize for this. Oh, I have a spreadsheet. But it is in a spreadsheet.
I know you do.
But I'm like, okay. So what I want us to do while we're doing these, and I'm thinking through it like this is all a draft. I'm working through, so we have our goal, right? We have the target completion. We want to have a 2 to 3 year strategic plan. So it'll be the end of fiscal year 25. So for goal 1 is remove barriers. So I'm thinking through, and I want us to think through the activities. What are the steps that we're taking to complete these activities, and what actions are needed to complete our goal? So I've been working through, like I said, if activity 1 is to reduce our language barriers and to really think about that. Well, what activities are involved with that? So we would need to use GIS, census, and other data to determine maybe the 3 most spoken languages in Cumberland. And then we could work with step 2 would be work with the county and others to determine the processes and procedures to translating materials. And we would have to work through that. And then we could, step 3 would be increase bilingual programming and services through partnerships with community agencies, staff, and other stakeholders. So those would be very tangible activities that we could work towards to support that activity and that goal. Similarly, working towards greater digital equity and access, reducing the digital divide through